Mike, good to have you. I'm going to start with you. Is it finally time to count the Cowboys out of the NFC East?
If Andy Dalton's back next week, then I'll give the Dallas Cowboys the benefit of the doubt. If Ben DiNucci is the starting quarterback next week, then I'm going to say absolutely, because for one, I know it was Sunday Night Football, and it's a big stage. I played on it. It creates more of a dramatic situation than it could be if you feed into it. And I think Ben DiNucci got caught up in a little bit of that. Philadelphia Eagles on the other side, it's a rivalry, and it shook him, man. It shook his boots. I never seen a quarterback react and play the way, and I know he's a rookie too, let me add that. But, that was tough. That was tough to watch yesterday. After watching other rookies around the league, it makes me question, to some degree, the Dallas Cowboys' evaluation of talent at times. Because, look, any quarterback you bring in, he got to be evaluated from the top down. And the arm strength wasn't there, the confidence wasn't there, and I had to honestly tell my son, look, go play. Don't watch this game, because this is not the ideal way of playing the quarterback position. I could care less if he's a rookie. I thought the Dallas Cowboys competed, and they hung in there. So if they had more play or some more confident play at the quarterback position, they would have had a chance. So all depends on if Andy Dalton comes back next week.
I agree. No, they're not out of it, because I didn't see anything from the Eagles that would convince me they're ready to run away with this division. I haven't seen anything from Washington, the Cowboys, and unfortunately, the old saying, Mike, somebody's got to win. Somebody's going to have to win this bad division. In Washington, the football team, the Eagles and the Cowboys, I know the Cowboys, I know we look bad, but we're only a game back. Washington was on the bye week. They win next week. They're in first place. So with all that being said, no, they're not out of it. Like you just said, if I was an evaluator, the way I would evaluate a player, Skip, everybody's like, yeah, it took him and he's not going to be ready to play. But what happens if somebody gets hurt in front of him? I understand you had Dak, Skip, and Dak has never been hurt. So you're thinking Ben DiNucci is going to have 2-3 years to develop. But what happens when Dak gets hurt, his backup gets hurt, and DiNucci has to play? Yep. Now you in for it. And he looked like it. Skip, the thing was, and Jim Schwartz was trying to do too much disguising. Why are you disguising? That's not Tom Brady. That's not Peyton Manning or Mahomes back there. Just line up in him and come get it, because he hasn't been in the league long enough to distinguish whether or not they're gonna fail or not. And you see when they came and they forced the fumble, they just lined up in it. They ran the exact same blitz that Wolf Hunter hit Wentz in his mouth with. Yep. They ran the same blitz and they hit him in his mouth. He fumbled the ball, they scooped and scored. So for me, Skip, no. Nobody is running away with this division. If you count six wins as winning the division as running away, because I believe that's what the winning of this division is going to have. They're not going to have more than 7, but I want to say right now, the winner of the NFC East will have 6 wins. You look at that schedule, you look at who they play, who they beating, who they going to run off and win 3 games in a row, Skip.
No, seriously. How are you getting to 6 for anybody? How are you getting past 4?
Well,
I'm serious. You got to show me 6.
Well, I look at it right now. The Eagles have 3. They got 9 games to go. They should be able to win 33% of the games.
I don't see it. Looking down the schedule, I don't see it. So, Michael Vick, I want to thank you for your objectivity when it comes to my Cowboys, because Benjamin Anthony DiNucci's initials are BAD, and he was just flat out bad last night. And I'm pretty sure BAD just played his first and last NFL game, because I'm pretty sure Andy Dalton's going to come back. And God bless this young man. I'm sure he's a great kid from James Madison. He just doesn't look to me like he can play pro football. To Michael's point, I didn't see the arm strength. I saw wild high. I know it was windy and a little drizzly, but I didn't see poise. I didn't see confidence. I didn't see mental toughness. I saw flinchy and fidgety, and I got to bolt the pocket at the first sign of pressure. And despite all that, when I woke up this morning, I thought my team should have won that game. My team actually, they forced 4 turnovers from Carson Wentz. My partner calls him walk it to him, Wentz. I now call him give it to him, Wentz, because he gives it to us again and again and again.
Everybody get it.
To everybody. He is running away with the individual turnover race in this league because he's up to 16, which is 5 more than Kirk Cousins or Danny Dimes that we'll see tonight on Monday Night Football. 5 more. That's Carson Wentz. He kept my team afloat. And not only that, but the 4th one came early in the 3rd quarter, and my team suddenly started driving, not because of BAD Ben DiNucci, because they started actually doing what Shannon's called for them to do from the first of the year. They started actually handing it to number 21, and he goes 9 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards. Then he needs a little rest because he makes a lot of money and he needs a little blow. And here comes my backup, who's pretty good, and he's a good change of pace. And Tony Pollard, he's got a little wiggle and a little burst to him that Zeke doesn't have, and he goes for 7 and he goes for 9. And all of a sudden it winds up 2nd and 8 from the Philly 26. Wait a second. We're going in for what could be the 16-7 touchdown. That would feel like 36-7 in a game like this. And what happened on the next play? My coordinator, Kellerman Moore, calls a trick play, a gadget play, if we could see this. Cedric Wilson's going to throw it, except he gets thrown for like a 30-yard loss by Fletcher Cox. I don't know what you're doing. If you just keep pounding and running, run it down their throats.
Yep.
They can't stop you. They're on their heels. But you think you got to trick them because you got a 7th-round rookie at quarterback, and it blew up in your face. And they missed the 52-yard field goal, and that to me basically was the beginning of the end.
Well, your coach did say he had a few more trick plays up his sleeve that half,
so.
Remember?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll say this, too. To DiNucci's credit, it looked like the Dallas Cowboys was trying to play a real conservative offense, too. A lot of screen passes, it seemed like they wanted to just get the ball out of his hands, and they didn't take the right approach in terms of giving him the best opportunity to go out there and play with some confidence. If you got a young guy like that, you have to get him involved early. You have to get him some confidence, get him some easy completions, and get him into the flow of the game. But I guarantee you this, after all is said and done, Dak will be getting a $500 million contract next year because this validates that the Dallas Cowboys need Dak Prescott behind the center. I don't care about anybody else who steps out there. Dak gonna get a $500 million.
Okay, but think back to the last time Dallas played at Philadelphia last December. It was for all the marbles in the NFC East. Dak did have a bum shoulder, wasn't able to practice, but my team managed to score 9 points in that game, which is what Nooch scored last night. He scored 9, Dak scored 9, and Carson Wentz scored 17 in December to win 17-9. Would you believe my defense? I saw rays of light last night. I saw signs of hope. My defense held Carson Wentz and company to 14 points because there was a scoop and score touchdown and a safety.
I guarantee you, if the Eagles had turned the ball over in December 4 times against Dak, he was going to get more than 9 points.
I would hope so.
He going to get more than 9 points.
Andy Dalton would have gotten more than 9 points.
You might be right.
Absolutely.
You might be right. But they're in trouble. But the thing is,
so, Michael, help us out. What are you seeing from Carson Wentz? I mean, has he just become a turnover machine? Is he losing confidence? Should they think about playing Jalen Hurts a little bit more? What's up?
No, Carson is in a good position right now. I mean, look, they're at the top of the division, so he can take a step back and going into the bye, kind of look at the mistakes he's made. And this will give him a chance to just kind of woosah a little bit. He need to, just take a step back from the game and, just stop pressing. I think he's trying too hard. I think he feels like the weight of the world is on his shoulders, which it is, at times at the quarterback position. But, he's taking the brunt of the blame for everything, and he's taking all the responsibility. So he's putting the onus on himself, and it's forcing him to try to do everything. And you can't do everything at quarterback. You got to take it one play at a time, and it's hard to do when the game is moving so fast and when you got the ball in your hands. But I think he's gaining more control of this team. He'll get better as the season goes on. I honestly think that way.
Well, he better not get any worse, Skip. And you talking about, is he losing confidence? Hell no, I want him to lose confidence because you see those throws he keep making because he has too much confidence. He think he Mahomes. He's trying to throw the ball in that gale force wind 30 yards down the field into the end zone, and they got him double covered. And then he throws one to try to start, I think it's Hightower, and he overshoots him, and Diggs picks him. No, his problem is he has too much confidence. He's holding on to the ball. That first fumble, Mike, when they showed the 22 version, I'm like, what the hell do you see? There is nobody on that side of the field. There was no reason for him to hold on to the ball. Just throw the ball. You're outside the pocket. Just throw it away now. What are you trying to do? He motioning for somebody to come. The dude's on the other side of the field, Skip, and he's motioning like, get over here so I can throw it to you. Throw it to who? What?
He's doing too much. He's doing too much.
And he's
slow
holding
it down.
So,
Man.
Michael Vick, just when I needed Carson Wentz to put me out of my misery with like a 40-3 win, I wake up this morning, I'm reading Mike McCarthy is saying, like, moral victory. We took a big step in the right direction. Mike McCarthy was almost giddy after the game last night because my defense showed signs of life last night. DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory and Wolf Hunter and Jalen Smith. I saw signs of real life from start to finish.
Well, Pittsburgh defense is going to show real life on you.
All right.
You got Big Ben now. You got Big Ben and those wide receivers. Now, we're going to see how much confidence he still has. Now, I like what I saw with D-Law. D-Law looked like the best player on the Cowboys defense. That is the D-Law that I needed to see over the last year and a half that I haven't seen. Maybe this was what he needed to get going in the right direction because he was playing his tail off last night. The corners, they competed. Jalen Reagor had a touchdown. Brown punches it out at the end. I like the competing. Diggs, he has amnesia. Hey, you might get him for a touchdown, but he's like, I don't even remember that. That happened 5 years ago. He gonna get you back.
You know why? Because he has a big brother who's a star, and you know how that feels, and it gives you faith that I've got this, right?
He's gonna be a player. He's gonna make Pro Bowls, not one, Pro Bowls. He's going to be really good.
Okay, so here's
and around this time,
Yep.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's
Skip.
all right. That's all right.
Usually around the time this year, around this time of the year, you start thinking about next year, and guys start playing harder because it's a good chance that you could be on the cut list. So reality started to kick in.
Yep.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, I'm going to throw this out. Last point here. When I look down Philly's schedule, they get their bye, but then they go to the Giants. Who knows? That's like they should have lost to the Giants at home.
50-50.
Then they go to Cleveland. I never know what Baker's going to do, but it's not an easy game at Cleveland. And then here comes Seattle, then at Green Bay, New Orleans, at Kyler in Arizona, then at Dallas, and then Washington, who beat you in the opener. You get them at home.
Yeah.
Okay, look, it's not that easy. No. I don't know if you can find me 3 wins down that stretch.
Y'all got a very similar schedule too, Skip.
I know, but it's slightly easier, just slightly.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.